Welcome to a special edition of Whitetail Rendezvous. What's so special? Well, I've asked 6 of my friends who live out here in the Rockies and are DIY archery hunters to share tips, techniques, and resources that they use to be very successful elk and mule deer hunters. One thing you got to remember, April 4th, 2017 is the closing of applications for applying for limited elk and mule deer. All the mule deer tags in Colorado are by draw only. Now, there's many areas in Colorado where you can apply for an elk, or you can choose to take an over-the-counter tag. As you might imagine, there's fewer hunters in the limited draw areas, but you still can get a tag, and we have hundreds of thousands of acres of Forest Service land, so you can pick the place you want to hunt. Talking about picking a place, there's no better research tool than goHUNT.cominsider. And I have Brandon Evans as a guest on the show, and he's going to lead off telling you why goHUNT.com is the place to go, why Insider will give you all the information that you need to know about hunting Colorado. Why? Because I wrote many of the big game unit profiles. What does that mean? You're going to find at goHUNT.com how many preference points it takes. What's the class of trophy that's in there? Is it a 260 bull, a 300 bull, or a 350 bull? As you might imagine, a 350 bull, if it's in a limited draw area, it's going to take a heck of a lot of preference points. It might take years, but they'll still give you the opportunity to use their resource tools to find a place that has 265 bulls, Pope and Young bulls, and you can get an over-the-counter tag. So Brandon Evans from goHUNT.cominsider is going to share how, why, when, and where you can be a successful DIY hunter in the state of Colorado for elk and mule deer. Oh, one thing I want you all to remember, you need to listen to the whole show to get the promo code. What's the promo code going to do? When you sign up to be a member of goHUNT.cominsider, you will be given a Sportsman Warehouse gift card. How much is that gift card? Well, you're going to have to listen to the end of the show to get that. Hey, folks, sit back, relax, and dream about hunting elk and mule deer in the Rockies, specifically in the state of Colorado, coming up this fall. Welcome to a special episode of Whitetail Rendezvous. I'm with my good friend, Brandon Evans, and he is the insider researcher. What does that mean? Well, Brandon's going to tell you, but Brandon's with goHUNT, and goHUNT is sponsoring the special edition for all you whitetail hunters that dream about hunting the Rockies. Brandon, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Bruce. It's great to be on the show. So,
folks, goHUNT and I have been friends for about 3 years, and I've done a lot of writing for them. And Brandon's going to share what's so special about Insider. Brandon, you get the mic.
Well, to get started, I just give you a little bit of background on who I am and what I do over here at goHUNT. Like you mentioned, I'm over all the research that goes into it. So all the data, all the writing, that's where we got to know each other, is working together on that. With that, I've with what goHUNT does, I've got a wildlife biology background. That's what I do. That's what I thought I was going to do for a career, and then this opportunity opened up, and then it's been a blessing in my life to be able to run with this and be do what I'm passionate about. But with what we do over at goHUNT is give people a tool or the instruments to be able to find their hunt, find what people really want to hunt out west. Like you mentioned, it's a dream of a lot of people to, come to Colorado, hunt bulls in the rut with archery equipment on the over-the-counter type tags and do different things like that. We provide the tools and the information so people can get out and plan and do those things.
Now, when you say tools and research, just break it down. What does a hunting profile for Unit 2 in Colorado tell them?
we're going to break it down. So the end product that we have is a unit profile. And that's, those have a ton of narrative, a ton of information, a ton of data, to get people started off on the right foot. So we're going to break that unit down and give you just a brief overview of what's going on in the unit, what's trending, is it trending up, is it trending down? And then we're actually going to break that unit down by terrain, by vegetation, explain what the terrain's going to be like. Explain, is it going to be a physical hunt? Is it going to be, is it steep and deep? Is it, rolling hills, rolling plains ground? And then with that, with the vegetation, is it going to be just, those Douglas fir or pine steep slopes, or is it that rolling pinyon juniper country? And so we explain all of that, along with different access issues. So some units we're going to warn people about private land access issues. Some of the units in Colorado particularly have a lot of that low country that's, inhibits a lot of access to the higher country. And so we'll spell that out, give people, all that information. So, not knowing or not had gone to those units, they can get, started off on the right foot and know, what they're getting themselves into.
And, when I click on Colorado, I'm an insider, and you can find that at goHUNT.cominsider. And I click on Colorado, and then I pick up, let's just stay on Unit 2, and then I pick that up. What am I going to see on that page as far as maps or specific areas where elk have been found? Kind of give the people some background on that.
So when you jump onto a profile, it's going to have a map with the unit boundary up in the top right-hand corner. And that's for reference. That you can expand that map out. We've got a neat little feature that has a little button that says area services. If you click on that, it's going to show you like camping, lodging options, airports nearby, gas stations, grocery stores, food places. And so you can kind of start planning a trip with just the map itself. Or when you start to scroll down, for each species that's within that unit, and you're looking deer, mule deer, elk, antelope in Unit 2, we give you the general size of animals that are harvested there along with the trophy potential. So what you would expect, animal-wise when you're in that unit. So for elk, that's one of the premier elk units in the state of Colorado. That's a 360-plus unit, and it's not too shabby for deer or antelope, to be honest. 180-plus mule deer and a 75-plus inch antelope. So we give people a general idea on that. And then over under the map, we do just some quick tips, just things that people need to know, and it's not critical information, but just good tips that people should know. Particularly in Unit 2, there's a lot of roads, so bring your ATV, things like that. And then as you keep scrolling down, we do add a moon phase calendar. We think that's extremely important for Western hunters to understand the moon phase, and so we provide that calendar on each profile. As you go down, we give you, percent of private land. Unit 2 is only 9% private land, and it's a huge unit, almost 1,200 square miles. So we give you all of that information, and just really break the unit down. So,
what about preference points? Because it takes 20 plus preference points. I think it's up to 22 preference points because, ladies and gentlemen, I've hunted there. I've been there. It's been hours, days in Unit 2 with friends way back when you didn't need preference points to draw an archery tag. That's how old I am. But having said that, what about preference points?
With each, when we talk about unit profiles, we talk about a top half, and that's all the information on the unit wide. And then at the bottom half, we really break it down by species. And so for each one of those species that we mentioned, per se, elk, you can select elk on the profile. It's going to give you a little summary of the species in the unit, give you a little bit more data points. So it's going to tell you, bull to cow ratio, different things like that. And then, like you say, 4 preference points. Like you were saying, in my opinion, the muzzleloader hunt, and that early rifle in Unit 2 for elk are probably some of the best hunts out there. And you're talking, for a resident, you're talking 20 points for the muzzleloader hunt to have a chance of drawing that. And we provide that information. Unit 2 is kind of unique for that muzzleloader season. It's what it's included in Colorado's hybrid draw. And so after 5 bonus points, they do offer a random chance. It's not real great for residents. You're talking like a 1.7% chance of drawing one of those hybrid random tags. But, with that on the profile, you can jump over to what we call a draw odds detail page. And what that allows you to do is see a trending draw odds. So it's going to show you 2015, 2016. And what that really does is illustrate points creep. In Unit 2, it's one of those units that is, it's affected by points creep. It's jumping a point every year of the draw. And so, in 2015, you had a 100% chance at 20 points. In 2016, it jumps to 21 points. So, a new guy coming into a hunt like that, I might steer him to a little different unit in the state of Colorado, one that he can draw with 7 or 8 points or 4 or 5 points. That's the great thing about our product and our tool is we've got another mechanism called Filtering 2.0 that allows you to plug in the criteria that you'd look for in a hunt in Colorado. So you could jump in and do, you could even look at the over-the-counter units. It's going to show you a bunch of those. Or say you'd built points for 4 or 5 years, you could jump in and go Colorado elk, 340 or 330 type bull, 4 bonus points, 100% chance to draw. And it's going to show you exactly every unit in the state that meets that criteria. So it really allows people to find the hunt that they're interested in. We always say that my favorite hunt in the state's probably not going to be your favorite hunt in the state. I'm just interested in different things. And so what we've created is a tool that allows people to, put in what they want to get out of a hunt, and the tool helps you narrow it down and find those hunts.
So let's go back in the warm up. We talked about Bob from Oshkosh and Susie from Green Bay, and they love the archery hunt. That's their passion, and they spend every single day that they can in the tree stand, hunting for whitetails, and they always wanted to come out west. So we just gave them a lot of information. So when you think about Bob, is there another tool out there that even compares with goHUNT?
They're not really. We're 100% digital, and so it's easy to use. You can use it on a computer. You can use it on an iPad, and so there's really nothing else out there really like it. And then when you start looking at our Filtering 2.0, like I said, everybody knows the top 10 units for trophy producing in each state. The Henry Mountains of Utah, the Arizona Strip in Arizona, Unit 24 and 23 in Nevada for mule deer. Everybody knows those units produce, incredible animals. Well, I'm happy, on the mule deer side, I'm happy shooting that 170, 180 buck every year. I don't need a goHUNT, a premier unit, once in my life. I do apply for some of those hunts, but what's neat is like we said, if they just want to come out, we talking Susie from Green Bay, if she just wants to come out and experience the elk rut for an archery season, there's so much opportunity in a state like Colorado or even Idaho. That's the neat thing about it is you plug in that over-the-counter archery hunt. You've got incredible dates in September. Pick one in the middle during the peak of the rut. Find a unit that has a high bull to cow ratio and a high population, and go have fun. You know what I mean? That experience the rut and take a great bull. That 300-inch bull is a phenomenal bull in my opinion. So any branch bull or even a cow is a trophy, because folks, you have no idea, if you haven't been out here, you have no idea how hard you're going to work for that animal. Bull, spike, whatever's legal in your hunting unit. Now, what states are you guys covering at goHUNT? So right now we cover pretty much all of the I guess you'd call them Intermountain Rocky states, Rocky Mountain states. So Arizona, Colorado, Idaho, Montana, Nevada, New Mexico. We just launched Oregon a little bit ago. We cover Utah and Wyoming. So we're also working on Kansas and we're working on Washington currently. So we're pulling data, getting profiles, all that, and those should come up in the next few months. Kansas will probably be the next one, and then Washington's kind of a big state. They've got a lot of units, so it'll take us a while to get those states written. That's one thing, like you're familiar with, Bruce, is each one of these units have one of these profiles that we've talked about, and those are written by people that have experience in those units and know them. Like, a lot of Colorado was written by you. And so they're actually boots on the ground experience, and it's good information for people to have. So,
and folks, we're being sponsored. This show's being sponsored by goHUNT.com. How do people get a hold? They say, hey, I want to become a member of Insider. How do they go about doing that, Brandon?
It's simple. Just jump on to goHUNT.com/insider. And then there'll be a big blue button in the middle of the screen that says join now. You just enter in your criteria, enter in an email and a password, and then go through the steps. It's $149 a year. Gives you access to all the information. Every state, we don't sell it state by state. And then anytime we add a new state, it's part of your subscription as well. And so, yeah, it's simple to do, and you can, like I say, you can log on with your email and password anywhere you can hit the internet.
No, is that a one and done, $149?
Yep, per year. So it's a 365-day membership from the day you sign up to that day next year. So,
and then we're going to run the show. We have 5 other DIY hunters that are friends of mine. They're going to be on the show and talking about elk and mule deer. And because of that and my relationship with GoHunt, we got something special for them, don't we, Brandon?
We do, yeah. We're going to have a promo code for the listeners of this podcast. You'll have to wait and listen to the whole show to get that. But we're going to give away a $50 gift card to Sportsman's Warehouse. Any of those guys that sign up using that promo code.
And if there's no Sportsman's Warehouse and where you live, it doesn't matter, because as soon as you hit, the Front Range of Colorado, there's one available to you. And one thing I'm going to say right now, and all my friends who are on the special edition of Whitetail Rendezvous have told you, as soon as you hit Denver or wherever you're coming, don't go into the mountains. Just spend the night. Just plan your travel schedule and spend the night and start getting acclimated, because these mountains, I don't care if you're Cameron Hayes and you live in Atlanta, Georgia, you're going to have a hard time acclimating. Your thoughts on that, Brandon?
Yeah, the altitude. I mean, my home in southern Utah, I live at like 7,200 feet. And even when I go hunt, some of those high alpine basins, you're talking 13,000 feet. That altitude can really give you a kick in the gut. So, yeah, no, definitely get acclimatized. So,
and you always, Sportsman Warehouse, they're a great, retail, big box retail, and they've got great people that boots on the ground, and so they'll be easy to find. So I just wanted to throw that in. And right now, I've been involved with GoHunt for 3 years. I did a lot of writing for them, and I just get to give a shout out to Lorenzo Sartini, Chris Porter, Brandon Evans, and Brady Miller. They're some of the greatest people in the outdoors, and as I like to say on the show, real people from real places. And so, everything that you're going to get from GoHunt is going to save you hours. I can't tell you how many hours, but I know what it takes to write those profiles, and I know the people that have written them throughout the West. And these guys and gals have been on the ground. They've been there. Unit 2, I can tell you exactly where to go and where the bulls were, along the Green River, or how to get in from the Utah side, because there is part of Unit 2 that you have to access from Utah. So all that information, boots on the ground, is available from GoHunt Insider. And you're talking to the the research guru of right now. That doesn't get any better. So, Brandon, if people want to reach out to you or goHUNT, how do they do that on social media or otherwise?
On social media, goHUNT's got a Facebook page. Pretty easy to find on that one. All of us that you mentioned are on Instagram as well. Mine's just b.s.evans on Instagram. You can connect with me there. Or, we really try and help anybody out we can. So if you want to reach out to an email, you can shoot an email over just insider at goHUNT.com. We try and answer those emails as best we can. We're playing catch up. We just got done with the Western Hunting Expo up in Salt Lake, and we've done a Portland show. We were over in Denver for that International Sportsman show there, and so we're still trying to play catch up. With our emails and our day-to-day jobs, but those shows are great places to meet people and just connect and visit with some of our members and show off the product that we've got and display it a little bit. So
let's give a little background to goHUNT. How come Lorenzo started this?
It was Adam, kind of exactly what we've been talking about, trying to find information online or trying to find information on some of the different units, maybe some units that just aren't top radar units, some of those like Henry Mountain units, some of those just, say unit 74 in Colorado or unit 521 in Colorado, some of those units that just aren't on everybody's radar. We just wanted basic information. You know what I mean? We wanted to be able to hunt those 160, 170 type bucks that, a lot of people overlook. We're still happy hunting with them, and there just seemed to be a lack of information online. We're kind of that younger generation where everything we do is digital. We're online. And so, we're having to dig through different articles, and it just seemed like there was a niche that was lacking. And so from there, we put a great team together. We got some incredible technology guys, that can build the site and have the usability and the functionality of it be very user friendly. And then some of us are from the biology hunting side, and we put input into it, and it just kind of evolved into the product that it is. So, we're relatively young. We've been building this for, almost 5 years. We've been live, like 2 years. And so it's, it's been fun to watch it evolve and been fun to see the product help people out and help, people find hunts. We just got an email, it was last week, of a guy, found a sleeper unit in Colorado, one that he drew with no points. Went in and
don't tell the unit, please.
No, I won't. He found a sleeper unit, and he can hunt this every year, and it was a third season tag. And he shot a 202 buck. So, and he, success stories like that make you feel good, make you feel like you're actually contributing to the hunting community. So,
and folks, that's a secret of information. Now, there's a lot of sources. There's no question about it. But when you compile it all, bring it into one place, put it in a digital format, in my opinion, you can't get better information. And if you're Bob and Oshkosh and Susie in Green Bay and have that dream, have that bucket list that you want to come out to the Rockies and elk hunt, mule deer hunt, antelope hunt, we cover moose. What else do we cover, Brandon? It's moose.
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much right now we cover pretty much every big game antlered species. And so, if it's got Rocky Mountain bighorn sheep in it, we cover it. If it's got mountain goat in the state, we cover it. One little enhancement that we're going to be adding shortly, we're going to start covering antlerless hunts. So guys that just want to find that opportunity hunt, they might want to just get a kid involved in hunting. Take them out on a cow elk hunt is a great way to get somebody started. So we're going to start offering that information, and then we're also going to jump into what we call the fur and fang. So your bears, your cougar, your wolf hunt, those types of opportunities we're also going to be adding later this year as well. So, that's the neat thing about the product is we're continually adding, we're continually enhancing, any way we can make it better, we try to. That's a great thing about the members that we do have is they give us some great feedback on what they'd like to see, little tweaks they'd like to see, and we're able to make them happen. That's the good thing about it is if somebody brings it to our attention, we'll bounce it around the office. Great idea. We usually end up doing it. And so we're pretty flexible that way, and we try and make the membership and the information the most useful as possible.
Now, I know in the past, and you can bring me up to date on that I've submitted articles to Brady Miller, and they've got published. Is that still available for people?
Yes, absolutely. We're always looking for good content. We do hunt stories on there. We do different skills pieces. So if you got, one of the articles I wrote was about building a little bit more accurate muzzleloader for Colorado. So putting like a globe sight with a fine crosshairs and a peep sight on the back of a muzzleloader and keeping it, Colorado legal. Some of these Western states have some finicky, weapon restrictions. And so, little tweaks and things like that. We've got articles like that. So if you've got some ideas, particular skill set that you'd like to share, reach out to Brady. Again, just shoot us an email over at insider at goHUNT.com, and we review those articles, and he's great to work with on those as well.
And the other thing, from Lorenzo all the way through all the guys that we've been talking about, they do get boots on the ground. How did your hunt go last year?
I had a couple really good hunts. I had a Colorado third season hunt that, it's another one of those units that, doesn't take very many points to draw. I think we drew with 2 points. We were banking, I'd never hunted third season in Colorado. I'm usually the archery hunter for mule deer. The guys in the office talked me into hunting third season because it was the late dates, and they were telling me it's going to be snowy and it's going to be this great, rut hunt. And so I draw the third season tag. We go over there and it's like 74 degrees in November. And so the hunting conditions weren't real great, but I ended up taking a buck that broke that 180 mark. And then I was hunting with Chris from the office, and he shot a better buck than I did that went, that mid to upper 180s. So it ended up turning out great. And then I was fortunate in my home state of Utah to arrow a really good buck in velvet early in the archery season there. So the season's great. We kind of joked around because we had most of the office out of the office in Colorado third season. I think there was only one guy that was left in the office trying to hold the fort down. The rest of us were all in Colorado chasing mule deer, and we ended up taking, I think we went 5 for 5 with deer in Colorado, and they're all phenomenal deer in my opinion. They're all that 170, 180. Brady shot an incredible deer on a third season hunt over there. He broke that magic 2 number, and so we did rather well as an office. So
I guess I brought that up simply, listeners, that these guys take the same information that you will have by becoming members of goHUNT.cominsider, and they apply it to themselves because they're no different than anybody else. They need the best information to put themselves in the best situation to harvest what I'm going to say trophy quality. Now, trophy quality to them might be different to you, but you see a 160, 170 mule deer, it's going to be the biggest deer that you've ever seen. It's going to have more bone, and it's like anything. You go up to Canada hunting, they said you're going to see the largest deer, so the horns look small, and you see a 150 and you go, oh my goodness, the deer is bigger than the horns, and you have to learn about it. And that's what's great about Insider. It helps you learn what to expect, what to look for, how to look for it. I mean, the information they have from great people throughout the West is in my opinion, second to none.
Yeah, that's some of the great thing about it is that the information that we put on there is the stuff that we've been using our entire lives. It's the stuff that we would spend hours digging through and compiling, and we're just presenting it in a way that saves people a lot of time, and they can find that information. Yeah, that's the funny story about Brady's unit. That was found 100% off of Insider. He plugged in the criteria he wanted out of it. It spit out a few units, and they picked one, and he'd never hunted the unit before other than just researching it online on a product, and it worked out for him. So yeah, it's the same information that we've been using. We just present it to our users in a way that saves them time and allows them to get the most out of it.
Well, if you follow Brady Miller on social media, he kind of did the same thing up in Wyoming too.
Yeah, he did. He had an incredible. He's a hard hunter. You know what? He puts his heart and soul into every hunt, and just he's so physical, and he lives and breathes this stuff. So, but he had a great year. Wyoming. He does a Montana hunt with his family every year, and he kills a great deer on that hunt. He kills a great, phenomenal deer in Colorado, and he had a good year. We tease him in the office if he's going to be able to repeat that one, and he's sure going to try. But
it'll be hard. But folks, again, I bring that up. So the guys putting it all together use it to do exactly what you can do. This is not rocket science. Yeah, the technology behind it is, but the information that you get from GoHUNT Insider is exactly what you need, and you could make as many phone calls. You could talk to guides, you could talk to outfitters, you could talk to a bunch of people, and you're going to burn 10, 20 hours easy on Google Earth and all the rest of the stuff that you should be doing if you're going to research the West. And all of a sudden, you go to one place, sole source, one and done. You pay your money, and you go on your hunt. And I guarantee you, once you come out here and hear a bugling bull or see a silhouetted 180 class mule deer, you'll be hooked for life. Your thoughts, Brandon?
Yeah, that's one thing that I try and do every fall is get out in the elk woods. That's one of the neat things about our product is it showcases the opportunity that's out there. A lot of people think that an elk hunt and a rut is just not, it's not obtainable. And in our reality, there's so much opportunity and not that expensive. For a couple $1,000s, and that's including food, lodging, gas, tag, camp for a week, you could easily get out here, and chase bulls in the rut. So
again, let's tell people, yes, there will be a promo code at the end of the show that'll tell you. But, so what's in the offering for Insider?
It's pretty broad. We've got everything from the most accurate draw odds out there to the filtering 2.0 that we've talked about. We do application strategy articles that break down each of the Western states, and it really walks you through how and why you should be applying in every state. It also covers the over-the-counter opportunities for different species. So it includes a ton for the membership. And then, like you say, with the promo code, you're going to get that $50 gift card. So
I'll just wrap it up. And then before Brandon gives some shout out, Insider is the industry leader for everything in Western hunting. Done. Period.
Yep, that covers it. So
Brandon, give some shout outs and we're going to wrap the show.
I just, thanks to the opportunity that we have, the great guys here in the office. Our entire team is just phenomenal, whether it's on the technology side or on the hunting side. Great group of guys, and we're more than willing to just help out any way we can. If you've got questions about particular states or particular species, or what to expect, or just want to bounce an idea off of us, reach out to us. We're more than willing to help out any way we can. So, yep, we've got a great bunch of guys over here.
So again, goHUNT.com, Insider. Brandon Evans can be reached at Insider at goHUNT.com, and we will have the promo code coming up in just a couple of seconds. And so on behalf of thousands of listeners across North America, part of the Whitetail Rendezvous community, Brandon Evans and the rest of the Go Hunt crew, thank you for helping me personally and helping me grow professionally, and being the sponsor of the special episode. So people that dream about coming out west, hunting the Rockies, have all the information that they need in one place. And so, Brandon Evans, thank you for being a guest on Whitetail Rendezvous.
You bet. Thanks, Bruce.
As promised, here's the good stuff. When you sign up for your membership at goHUNT.cominsider, you're going to get a promo code, WR2017. Again, that promo code is WR2017. What's that going to do? Well, that's going to enable you, when you pay for your membership, to get a $50, yes, $50 Sportsman Warehouse gift card. So here's the deal. You go to www.goHUNT.com/insider and fill out all the information. When it asks for a promo code, put in WR2017. And when you get verification of your membership in the mail, you will get from goHUNT.com a $50 Sportsman Warehouse gift card. Couldn't be any simpler. And I want to thank each and every one of you for listening to Whitetail Rendezvous DIY in the Rockies Special Edition.
Thanks for joining us. Be sure to tune in tomorrow for another episode of Whitetail Rendezvous, where you can listen and learn from the experts so you can be more successful on your next hunt. Until next time, listen, learn, and succeed.